What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Battlehawks Show featuring yours truly, Jordan. Another episode, another preview going into week 7. Week 7 out of 10 weeks. And as you all know, the championship again is held in St. Louis. The Rock just tweeted out earlier or X'd out earlier. The great city of St. Louis. We ride through for the championship. It's going to be fun. Hopefully he's there this time. And hopefully our Battlehawks make it. Week 7. We're going to Memphis. We're walking on Memphis. Anyway. Going down to see the Showboats. Now. The Showboats are 1-5. On the power rankings, they're down there with San Antonio all the way down there at the bottom at number 7. Excuse me. And your St. Louis Battlehawks, by the way, are at number 2 in the power rankings going into week 7. They bumped up one spot from 3 from last week, from getting the 12-6 win over Arlington. We basically swapped spots 2 and 3. But it's starting to get there. We're starting to see playoff teams differ. Well, not differ, but this right now, this is where teams are going to start separating because those top teams are going to start playing each other, and then we got the playoffs. Which, if we want a home playoff game, we need to up our division wins. We're 2-2. I can't remember what DC is, but DC has fallen to 4. Michigan moved up to 1 with their victory over them last week. Michigan bumped up from 3rd, and DC obviously was in 1st. That was big. Got a little, let's go just bump right into it. Well, let's just say this. The Battlehawks should go into this game and they should steamroll them, to be honest. Let's just get down to the point. They should steamroll them. We just need to play our game. The defense just need to just keep doing what you're doing. Keep doing what you're doing. It's looking nice. You've played great. You've held this team together. You basically won us the game last week, besides Rodrigo Blankenship, which, by the way, per Anthony Beck, there's no doubt in his mind he's back to the NFL next year. I mean, why not? The dude's perfect on the season so far. I mean, and he kicks them from 55. He kicks them from everywhere. I think as long as a 56-yarder. I don't know. Pardon me. But here's a little thing from Anthony Beck on let me switch it over. We'll go ahead and play a little bit of audio from our head coach on Blankenship.
Rod's been spectacular.
Hold on.
Phenomenal.
Per the St. Louis Battlehawks. Yeah. This was from their social media.
Rod's been spectacular. Our kicker is phenomenal, but just dude can count on him, man. Like that's huge. I mean, he is money. And tries to extend the lead. He gets it. And he remains perfect. Like, seriously, he'll be the first guy taken out of this league. There's no question about it. If he's not, it's all crazy. And I've seen a lot of kickers.
That was your head coach, Anthony Beck. Talking about our kicker, Rodrigo. We all yell at him. Not yell at him, but we yell that whenever he comes out. We love the guy. The fans love the guy. Now, the Battlehawks got some UFL Player of the Weeks this week. We got 2 of them this week, which we are going to get into right here in a second. Per the UFL, United Football League, and per Anthony Beck and the St. Louis Battlehawks, their audio, courtesy of them. This is Anthony Beck on one of the 2 St. Louis Battlehawks Player of the Weeks.
All right, good. Obviously, when you have a big win, there's some awards that could go out, and we got the first one here. This is the UFL Special Teams Player. Rodrigo Blankenship.
Speech.
Say something, Ron.
Couldn't do it without you guys. We need every single one of us to show up every single week to make sure that we can keep getting towards our goals. So appreciate everything that all of you guys do every single day and every single game.
And that was Anthony Beck on one of the Players of the Week. Rodrigo Blankenship got Special Teams Player of the Week in Week 6, basically because he scored all of our points besides our 1 touchdown. He scored as many points as our offense, which is fine because this is a team sport, right? Yes, it is. Yes, it is. So next we have as Anthony Beck, and per the UFL and per the St. Louis Battlehawks, and courtesy of the St. Louis Battlehawks and the courtesy of the UFL and courtesy of Anthony Beck saying this. Here's some more audio of the second player of the week.
Got another one. Two. We have the Ortho, Defensive Player of the Week. Peter Tomo.
Man, it's amazing, man. But let's go get another one, man.
Yeah.
Great speech. Hey, man, let's go get the next one. Yeah. Hey, you got to say what you got to say. Boy's a stud. Kid's a stud. The dude's a stud. All right. He's beast. He's a beast. All right. Like I said, we had 3 forced fumbles, 3 fumble recoveries. He had like 2 sacks or something. Dude's a beast. He's just a straight up monster. But also looking at the 2025 playoff picture, as of right now in the XFL, because you got to think of the conference wins and losses. The XFL conference, which your Battlehawks are in, DC at 1 at 4-2, St. Louis at 2 at 4-2, Arlington at 3, and San Antonio at 4. Arlington 3-3. San Antonio 1-5, not looking good for them this season. They're actually playing DC right now, and the Brahmas did beat them early in the season. How great would that be for them to beat DC again? That would help us out tremendously. And then in the USFL conference, Birmingham in first, Michigan in second, both 4-2. Houston at 3-3. Houston's coming up. Shout out Rick Rocker. I don't know if you watch this. If you do, comment, please. And the Predator couple. I shout you guys out every time just because you guys were really cool from a different fan base, and we all clicked and mingled. And, yeah, it was a just great time at the tailgate in St. Louis whenever Houston came here. And then Houston at 3-3 at 3, and then Memphis is at 1-5. So, like I said, we should go into this game, and honestly, we should have a steamroll game against the I don't want to go with that, with the Steamboats. Okay. All right. So that was some audio from Anthony Beck. Now let's go ahead and go into my player of the game going into week 7. The St. Louis Battlehawks are sitting at 4-2. Just had a nice victory over the Renegades, 12-6. I say nice victory because they played good. Played great on defense. Struggled on offense. But we have major O-line problems. So we need to work on that. I don't know if we need to sign some people to get some fire under some people's asses or what. But I'm not going to go with the guy that I've gone back-to-back weeks with. All right, I'm not going to go with Butler. I'm not going to go Max either. I think I'm going to go Sailors this game. Sailors has been kind of quiet, especially last game. But like I said, offensive line problems, and that can disrupt the pass game, run game, the whole game. I'm going to go Sailors on this one. I'm going to say Sailors is going to have over 100 yards rushing in this game and over 50 yards passing or receiving. That's what I'm going. Max is going to have a better game than last game. And if our defense plays how they've been playing, like I said, this should be a wash. But you never know what could happen in football. Everybody's out there playing their butts off, trying to get to the NFL, let's be honest, because that's where the big bucks are. So like I said, we're going to Memphis. It's at Simons Bank Liberty Stadium in Tennessee at 3 p.m. on the 11th, Sunday. We have Manny Wilkins is not our quarterback. I don't know why that has up. Oh, because he's still the team leader in passing with 470. It's all right. Max will get there in like 2 more games. But then you got Jacob Sailors, who has 312 yards, and Jacob Sailors is also leading the team in receiving at 202. But Butler should be right on his butt because, which he is. Let's see. And then Showboats, their quarterback, E.J. Perry, has 501 yards rushing. Dinick Prince, 188 yards. And then Jonathan Adams, their team leading in receiving, 338 yards. So if that tells you anything, with the 500 yards from the quarterback and the 338 yards from that one receiver, that this team plays from behind a lot and they pass it. So our defense, if they play like they've been playing, they should have a ball. And if our offense steps up just a tad bit from last game, scores a little bit more on offense, touchdown-wise, our defense should have a ball this game. Let's see here. Already went over the standings here. Conference, we're 2-2 in the conference. DC is 2-1. Arlington's 2-2. Brahmas are 1-2. So it's still wide open. It's still wide open. So DC coming off the loss to the Stallions. They're 2-1 in the conference. Panthers are 2-1. Roughnecks are 2-1. Memphis is 1-4. This is crazy. If the Stallions and the Panthers keep rolling like they are, and if the Roughnecks keep rolling like they kind of are and come up from behind and squeak in, that's going to be a crazy conference to determine first seeding and stuff. Same with us, like 2-2, 2-2, 2-1. DC's playing Brahmas right now, so the 1-2 and the 2-1, and then of course the Battlehawks and Arlington. We've both played each other, and we've played DC, and we played the Brahmas, but we played Renegades twice. We basically played everybody in our division. We obviously just played the Panthers. Now we're going to play the Showboats. So this conference it's crazy, man. It really is. We're 3-1 at home. We're 1-1 on the road. We've won 2 straight. All right, we're 4-2. I like it. This is just one of those things. It's just a must-win game for us, just to stay ahead of what we got upcoming, and we just need to focus and work on things, especially if we get up. We just need to work on things. I mean, that's just how it is. And then if you put all leagues together, we are in 3rd, right below DC and Stallions, right above Panthers. like I said, Renegades and the Roughnecks are coming right up the chute. Roughnecks have won 2 in a row. Renegades have lost 2 in a row. They were looking good. They were 3-1. They've lost 2 in a row. But nobody's on a big win streak. Roughnecks have won 2 in a row. Like I said, Battlehawks have won 2 in a row. Stallions have won 1. Panthers have won 1. So Battlehawks could win 3 in a row here. The Roughnecks could win 3 in a row, and that's about it. Let's see. Schedule. League schedule. Yeah, here we go. So week 7, like I said, DC versus San Antonio. We got Michigan versus Renegades in Arlington. Houston versus Stallions, which that should be a good game, especially the way the Roughnecks have been playing. I really kind of hope the Roughnecks go in there and beat the Stallions. To be honest, that's in Birmingham. And then we got St. Louis and Memphis. That's on ESPN. And it's not a night game. It's a 3 p.m. game. Wait, where's the other team? Week 6, week 7. Boom, 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 boom. 1, 2. Okay, I'm tripping. Jesus. Anyway, yeah, that's all of us. So we are the last game of the weekend, Sunday at 3 p.m. on ESPN. 1 day, 16 hours, 37 minutes, and 30 seconds. But yeah, that's what we're looking at. All right. And then after week 7, after the Showboats, we come back to the Dome and we got the Stallions. Big game. That's on Fox. That's a noon game. Let's go. And I think it's on a Saturday. That's what's up. And it's actually my turn to cook. I think I said this last week. I'm cooking breakfast. Yeah. On the flat top. You already know. We tailgate right. The boys did the crawfish boil last week, and I was not there. It's pretty upsetting because that's the best tailgate of the year. That's the good. Anyway, after the Stallions, we go to San Antonio. No, wait. Why does that say at week 9 is at San Antonio, but then it says it's at the Dome at America Center? 23rd at DC. Yeah. No, week 9 is a home game. So we got back-to-back weeks, the 17th and the 23rd. That game against San Antonio is at the Dome, and that's on Fox, and that's at 7 p.m. The 23rd. Let me look up what date that is. That's a Friday night game. Let's go. Friday night game at 7. Let's go. I might take a half day that day. Not going to lie. And then we end the season at DC, which that's going to be a huge game depending on how we play. You know what? It's not depending. It's going to be a huge game because DC's up there. We're up there. Same record. You know, like I said, after this Showboats, we got the Stallions at home and we got the Brahmas at home. These next 3 games are crucial leading up to DC. Now, to be completely honest with you, we should mop the Showboats. It should be a good game against the Stallions. It kind of worries me. They are a good team. And then we should mop the Brahmas. We mopped them when we saw them in week 1. That score, or not week 1, week 2. No, we did play the Roughnecks. I'm tripping. We beat them 31-6. We beat San Antonio 26-9 in week 2 at home in the Dome. And they're coming back to the Dome again. And we hate the Brahmas. Let's see if we can get slapped again, shall we? Like I said. Anyway, all right. Oh, I had my player of the game up too long. But anyway, that's all I have. Score prediction. Battlehawks 28. Showboats 12. I feel like they're going to get in field goal position a lot, and our defense is not going to let them in the red zone too much, or in the end zone too much. They'll be lucky to get in the red zone this game a lot. And if they get in the red zone, they better take advantage of it. But they're not going to because our defense is stellar. (28-12), Battlehawks come out on victory. And then they're going to come home 5-2. And we got the Stallions. But that is it for me. Thanks for being here. I appreciate you guys. Got a lot of views, a lot of subscribers. I appreciate each and every one of you. Shout out to my boys for listening to these all the time and let me know feedback and stuff. I appreciate the feedback from anybody. But yeah, until Monday, when I do the review of the Showboat game, I'll see you guys Monday. See ya!